Sveiki! So this video is a book review of Kurbads, which is one of the epics in Latvian folklore. It was written by author Ansis Lerhis-Puškaitis. And I can also mention Skyforger, which is a heavy metal band. They had the whole concert and album based on this tale. So this book is filled of Latvian mythology. That's why I wanted to make a video about it. So the story starts, it is a pre-Christian era, but the time where people already had metal weapons available. It starts with a lady who owns a land or some farm, but after her husband's death, she is left childless and she cries, and then goddess Lime appears, who is one of the main goddesses of destiny, gives her a pike and tells her to eat it to become pregnant. When she brings the fish home, accidentally she, the servant girl, and the horse eat it. And all of them give birth the next day to 3 sons. But Kurbads was the one who was born out of the horse. That's why he was the strongest and the fastest. And then he has to first kill all the nasty creatures surrounding the land who are terrorizing locals like giants. But in Latvian folklore, giants aren't just, they don't have just one appearance, because they are obviously bigger than humans and they can appear human-like. But some giants have black fur and they can have more than one head as well. And another other beings he has to deal with is called mošķi. But they're not as dangerous as milži, because mošķi, they are like subservient to Valns or the devil, and they like to gossip a lot. But they're not seen as dangerous, just annoying. And obviously Raganas or the witches, because they are either independent, but in the story they are wives of giants. And because Kurbads kills them, they want to have a revenge on him, and the main one is called a snake witch, which can shapeshift into a snake if necessary. And when they decide to leave their homeland, because they killed all the creatures around, the Kurbads is sent to heaven to meet Parkwans, or the thunder god. And Parkwans, even though he likes to create thunder sounds, but he is also known as the main blacksmith in the heavenly realm. So he helps to forge a specific sword just for Kurbads, and when it's done, he's allowed to return to the human realm. And he and his half-brothers need to rescue 3 princesses who got kidnapped by the devil. And that was the reason Kurbads gets stuck in the underworld, because he roams around there, he has to rescue the princesses, and he falls in love with one of them. To finish his mission, he also has to fight the creatures he encounters in the underworld, like the devils, and then he has to fight sumpurņi. In Latvian, they're sort of similar to werewolves, but they are usually seen as cursed humans. And sumpurņi, they can roam the human realm and the underworld, and they like to eat human meat. That's where they're seen as dangerous. And to escape the underworld, he encounters a giant bird. Since he rescues his children, the bird assists him to return to the surface world. And at the end, when they all have their kingdoms, a war breaks out because the snake witch instigates other tribes against Kurbads. But during a battle, Snake injects poison, and then as a revenge he suffocates her, and that's how they both pass on, but his son lives on. The other creatures that he encounters that I didn't mention before was forest spirits. And the forest spirits are called spīgalas, laumas, and naktaļas. They're in general sort of similar. They're seen as a female-like, but naktaļas are known to roam mostly in forests and come out at night. Laumas and spīgalas, they're more like annoying, that likes to annoy livestock like cows. Thank you.